Get up before the rooster, put on my camo, load up my bow and my rifle and stock the ammo. I'm a bullet with the bullet, but I'm lethal with the arrow. Always down for the hunt, dove, turkey, and big bucks. Hit the woods and get fitted up. Mossy oak all across my fit, don't be surprised, we do this too.
I be up before the sun with my 30-06. Hard body on, I ain't worried about the kick. Yeah, we do this too. 100 bars, we did 100.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of We Do This Too Outdoors podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Williamson. I've got my man, Bubba Ray, on today. He is the CEO, founder of Power Circle Outdoors in Galveston, Texas. How you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Yeah, I found Bubba's page. He found me. We've been linked ever since, man. We call each other every day, just about. I call him Unc, OG, 60-something years old. He's been in the game a long time. He's got some stories that I know y'all are going to love. Just how he got started in the outdoors, being an African-American in the outdoors for 60-some years. Was the first black man in Texas with a boat deal and a rod deal, riding reel deal. How'd you get started in the outdoors, brother?
Good question. Started out, as most of us do, following my family. My dad hunted small game. He had beagles, coonhounds, rabbit dogs, squirrel dogs, all that. And then my grandfather on my mother's side was a big fisherman, and he hunted also, but he did more of the fishing and some hunting. And my dad was most of the big-time hunter. And he ran UKC, PKC, coonhounds, stuff like that. And that's where I got my first introduction to the outdoors.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I think you started off just like most of us did. Either your grandfather, your dad, somebody introduced you to it and you ran with it, man. So tell us a little bit how Power Circle came about. I know Power Circle Outdoors, that's kind of got a ring to it. So how'd you come out with that name, and what are y'all doing?
All right. As I got into the professional side of it a few years back, and I've been probably doing it. I got my captain's license in 1999. Fished a lot of pro circuits and other stuff like that. But I took it upon myself to try to put together a group of guys with like-minded individuals. Brothers is African-American brothers, whatever you want to call it, in the outdoors world. And then we decided we wanted to start documenting our adventures or endeavors, whatever you want to call it. So we had to try to come up with a name. And I was sitting around one night, and King Arthur came on, the Knights of the Round Table.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought about that scenario, how in a circle, no one is greater than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you don't break this circle, it's a really tight-knit group. And with the same time, Rick Ross had the song Power Circle out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at some of the lyrics, they fit what we're talking about. And he has a lyric in there where he goes, "I bet your circle not as tight as mine." And it kind of all meshed together well, and we thought about that. And with everybody bringing different strong suits to the group, we decided to name it Power Circle Outdoors.
That's what's up, man. That's dope. Like I said, no man's, higher than the group, basically.
Right.
Keep it tight knit. Keep everybody happy. Everybody keeps grinding. Everybody eats.
That's my whole scenario on it. You meet a group of people. Everybody have different strengths. So what may be my strength may be the next guy's weakness, but his strength may be my weakness. So you mesh together and you get a lot of stuff done like that.
Yeah, that's like kind of with my crew, man. Like I've got my own strengths. My cousin Kenny's got his own strengths. My boy Lance got his own, and Josh, he's definitely got his own. So together, man, we make a good group because we all bring something to the table. Nobody's got the same thing. We all have the same passion of the outdoors, but we've all come from different avenues. We all grew up different. So we all bring that to the table as well. But we all have that outdoor passion in our hearts, and we love it, and we're like brothers. So I definitely get that. So, but yeah, man. Off camera, no, I know you've told a lot of stories to me. I'd like to get to some of them on here, man. Like, how hard was it growing up in this industry, being an African American? And can you tell us some stories of the trials and tribulations that you went through?
Well, yeah. Let me say this here. As I was growing up as a young man, I would watch the outdoor shows from back in the day. It was ABC had Wild World of Sports, and then there was some hunting shows. Fred Bear and some other people had some outdoor shows that would come in on Saturday mornings. And like most kids get up and watch cartoons, I was fixed to the TV. I wanted to watch the hunting and the fishing shows. And I was probably preteen, and I would always ask my mother and father, why any black guys up there hunting and fishing? Go, Dad, you take me hunting all the time. And they would literally shush me. Son, just watch the show. Don't worry about all that. And I would always be confused or conflicted in myself. I said, I want to do that. Why is there no one on TV that I can see that's a black guy or someone looks like me that's doing that? And as we got older, I realized that my dad had no answer.
All right. Mine didn't either.
I got so enthralled with it that I would go when you get your allowance from your parents.
I never got an allowance, so I don't know.
You would know about that one.
I never got one, so I would not know. My allowance is getting in that tobacco field.
Okay, I hear you. So I would get $3 from Dad a month for doing my chores or whatever, and I would go buy Field and Stream. I would buy Sports to Field. I'd buy here in Texas. It was Texas Monthly or something like that. I would buy every outdoor hunting magazine I could get my hand on. And I probably had 300 or 400 in my room, and I would just read them and read them and read them. And I could see myself in those scenarios that I was seeing. And my mom would fuss at me and all that. Where everybody else had the football players on the walls and the basketballs and the music groups and all that. I dreamed about doing the hunting and the fishing. And as I got a little bit older, I was lucky enough that my dad owned the construction business, and he's passed it on to me now. And I could work for my dad from the time I was probably 13 on the weekends and summers. And it allowed me to save up a little bit of money and buy my hunting and fishing stuff. And again, mother would fuss at me, hey, boy, quit spending all your money on them rods and reels and guns and shells and stuff like that. And even as a young man, when I would go to the local, there wasn't so much tackle stores or sporting goods then. Here in Texas, there was it was a half auto parts store, half sporting goods. It was called Western Auto. I don't know if y'all had them in Kentucky or not.
Not that I can remember.
Yeah, you can go in there and get
I'm a lot younger than you, so.
Yeah, you can get brakes on one side, spark plug. You can go over the other side and get some decoys, a box of shells, buy your 20 gauge pump. And, you might get some fix-a-flat or whatever,
Kind of like the general store here in Kentucky.
Like the general type store. And I would go in there when my dad go in there to get some spark plugs or whatever. I'd be at the hunting fishing counter just looking, and then, hey, boy, get back over here. Dad, I need that fishing pole. Dad, can I get a box of shells? And back in those days, money was tight. So a box of shotgun shells at that time was $3-4.
That was hard to come by.
Yeah, that was hard to come by. And then I can remember hunting small game with my dad. And then, he'd get a box of shells, and we get out the truck. He'd take 4 or 5 or 6. You know what I mean? Put in his pocket. I go, Dad, you ain't taking the whole box? Oh no, boy, we ain't shooting that much. When you squeeze the trigger, something had to die.
Right, exactly. You ain't wasting no shells.
We were just wasting burning up no shells. So I took all the stuff like that. Then when I would go to the store, I would literally, and I hate this to this day, I would get on those salesman's nerves. What kind of shells are those? And what they good for? And what size? And when and where and how? What kind of fishing pole is that? And they got, when I would come in the door, they would almost go the other way. You know, here he come again. You know, he gonna ask me a bunch of questions. And it got kind of to the point where I could tell that they thought maybe it wasn't good enough. Or, you know, the $2 or $3 that I was going to spend wasn't going to mean nothing. But consistency and going back and forth again, I got where I could do it. Now, this is what I said, tell people. I learned from the school of hard knocks. I had my dad, like I told you, he coon hunted, rabbit hunted, squirrel hunted. When it came to deer, duck, stuff like that, they didn't do it. One thing was the small game hunting helped offset some of the family's money. Coon hides were selling good back in those days. You can get up to $20 for a good coon hide. He was selling rabbits, $2 or $3, $4, $5, you know, for a rabbit. Squirrels were a couple of bucks. So he would work all week and hunt on the weekends, and he could pick up an extra $100, $150. Or we would coon hunt even through the week, go out at night, coon hunt. End of the month, he might have 20, 30 hides to sell and pick up an extra $400 or $500 to help the family offset our income.
Right.
And I would do that, and I would always ask him. We'd be out in the woods coon hunting, and I hear ducks quack, and say, "Let's go shoot some ducks." Boy, anybody do that? It was like we were supposed to stay in our lane, you know. And as I got a little bit older, like I said, I was making my own money. I bought my first. Well, my dad had a 22 when I was younger. He bought it, and you know, most kids start with a 22 Lincoln.
Oh yeah,
squirrel hunt, stuff like that. And I wanted the shotgun, and he made me work. And it was that old saying, if you save up half the money, son, I'll match it with the other half. I got an 870 Wingmaster, and you couldn't have told me nothing. Boy, I was standing high cotton in.
I hear you.
I got me. Hey, but then it took me about 2 months to buy a box of shells for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I went to the store and asked the guy for the shotgun, he goes, "What you gonna do with that, boy?" And I kind of looked at him. I'm gonna go duck hunting, and I'm gonna go goose hunting, and I'm gonna go all the stuff. And the guy kind of looked at me and laughed. And that actually set a fire under me. Yeah. In my spirit at 16, I was like, I'm gonna show you. 15, 16, I'm gonna show you. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you doubting me.
You doubt me, but I'm
gonna show you.
I'm finna show you. You can get your license. I'm pretty sure you can do this at 16 with defense through high school and stuff like that. So because I worked with my dad doing bricklaying, I bought my own vehicle. Same scenario. I bought a used truck that was one of the painters that worked on one of the job sites with. He got rid of old 78 Ford. And same thing, my dad goes, you save up half the money for that truck, I'll match the other half. So at 16, I got me a truck, I had my shotgun, and I'm going hunting. Now you want to hear a good one? Down here where I'm from, there's it's a hunting club, private club now, but at that time, this was around 76, 77, 78, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I wouldn't even thought of.
This private, it was a hunting preserve at the time. It was about maybe a 30-minute drive, 20-30-minute drive from my house. You could pay $10 to go duck hunting. You pull up, there's a little shack there, and you give the guy your $10. He give you a map of this ranch. The ranch is probably 4,000 or 5,000 acres. Now you got to realize it's 3 a.m. He give you a map in the dark to go.
You don't know where you're going.
Here's some water stuff. No, it's not like today. No Onyx, no GPS, none of that. Hey, drive out there and you can kill some ducks, but you got to be out of here by 12 o'clock. And you go duck hunting. So I got my shotgun. I got me a box of shells because you can shoot later at that time. I'm going to this ranch. I'm going duck hunting. Hey, this is a good story because my first duck hunt turned into a pure. Hey, well, let me correct it. My first two So I drive out there. I got remember the old flashlights you just put 2 D-cell batteries in?
Oh, yeah, I remember them.
Like no headlights, nothing. I got it wasn't even a hunting coat. It was the my winter coat that my mother would buy every year for you.
Oh, yeah.
It had the little fake fur around the hood.
Oh, yeah, I remember it.
I drove out there, told my mom, I'm going hunting. My mom, boy, you going out there in the woods by yourself? Oh, yeah, I'm going hunting, Mom. I'm going duck hunting in the morning. I got up. She told me, be careful. And hey, Mama fixed me a peanut butter sandwich. And off I went. I paid my $10, got my little map, and I'm driving. It's pitch black dark. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm thinking I'm on the right road and the trail. I drove around that ranch till the sun come up trying to figure out where I was. So sun come up, all of a sudden you hear the distance, boom, bang, bang, boom, boom, boom. Oh, they killing ducks out here. I'm in the right place now. I still ain't found no water, right? You know.
Right.
So I drive around a little bit more. Oh, there goes some water. That's all I need to do. Get out and I get my little stuff together and I'm gonna run out here to the creek. It's like a bayou going through there. I'm gonna go out there and sit down and shoot me some ducks. I stepped off that road and I sank about thigh deep.
Oh, no.
Martian water. And it was probably 40 degrees. I'm freezing my poor little tail off. But hey, I ain't gonna give up. I came out and shoot ducks, so I'm gonna keep waiting. I'm gonna wade out here to the water. I got out there and I'm waist deep and I'm freezing. I'm teeth chatted. I got don't look when I say wrong, no sling on my shotgun. My shells in my coat pocket, they half wet. My flashlight hanging out in my other pocket. I got nothing to pack ducks with, nothing to. I'm just sitting out there, and I sat there about 3 hours. Never saw the first duck.
Didn't see nothing.
Didn't see nothing, but all you hearing around you, boom, bang, boom, boom, bang, bang, boom, 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 boom. Man, probably about 9:30. Tuck my tail between my head to my tail. I said, let me ease back to my truck. I got to go over there and pull down, get down to my underwear, turn the heat on the truck, try to thaw out, you know.
Yeah.
Drive back out to the cabin. The guy at the little shack goes, have any luck? He looked on my face. No. Yeah, better look next time. So I went back home, got my magazines to read, and this is what I'm doing wrong. Well, I just realized I ain't had no decoys. So I go back to this Western Auto store. Now you gotta understand Western Auto. At that time, I want to say it was Flambeau decoys, but they were the ugliest, ugliest, sorriest built decoys in the world. But that's all you had. You could buy them by the pair.
No, buy them 2 at a time.
You can buy them 2 at a time. You go in there. I said, Mister, I went duck hunting, but I ain't had no decoys. I need some decoys. The guy looked at me. Okay, son, how many you want? I'm looking at the back of him like I have no clue. I don't know how much they cost. It was like $5 or $6 for 2. Well, shoot, let me see. Give me 6 of them. Give me 6 of them. Yeah, I take 6 of them. Now 6 of them, I'll kill me some ducks with. The guy gave me 6 ducks, and I paid him. And I turned around and walk off. He goes, hey, excuse me, son. I tell him, yes, sir. You want a decoy bag? What's a decoy bag? That's what you put your decoys in when you pack them out to where you're going hunting at. I immediately had to get my face and, oh, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking about. I don't know what give me one of them bags too.
Didn't have a clue what he was talking
about.
about.
Don't have a clue what a decoy bag was. Give me decoy bag. Decoy bag was like $2. Paid another $2. Got my decoys. I'm going duck hunting now. I done got my little. Now here's the thing. I knew I got wet. Have you ever seen plastic waders?
No, I ain't never seen that.
Back in the day, you could go to these general stores or whatever you call it, and they had some plastic waders that were bootless. You put them on, they had suspenders on them, and you put in either on some rubber boots or some tennis shoes, and they keep you dry. Now I go over to the wader aisle. They had red ball canvas waders. They were probably $45, $50. But these plastic waders were like $7. What am I spend $7? $45. I get $7. Get these. Let me have a pair of them. I got plenty of old pair of tennis shoes around the house. I laid them. I'm going back duck hunting. I got them plastic waders. I got them decoys. Back to the same ranch again. Paid my next $10. Same guy. Good luck. I got a little bit better idea where I'm going. I'm going to the same spot I went last time. Got out there with my flashlight. You got to realize I got the bag of 6 decoys on this shoulder. Got my gun under my hand like this here. And I got my box. I'm wrong. I'm all together wrong. Ain't nothing right about what I'm doing. I get out there, put on my plastic waders, and I put my old tennis shoes on and lace them up. I stepped off in that water. Okay, I'm dry. I probably went 30 yards and them plastic waders ripped.
Oh, no.
From the ankle to my crotch. Here I am wet again. Oh, man. That guy sent me some faults, some bags. You know what I'm saying? He sold me some.
He sold you some bad waders.
Some bad waders, you know. But hey, I'm more prepared this time. I got my decoys and all this. So I get out there and I find me a piece of just the salt grass, what it is. Lay my gun down, trying to keep it dry, and put the decoy bag down and put my shells on top of it. I'm trying to get them. So I'm reaching in the bag and get my decoy, get one out and throw it out in the water. Reach in the bag and get another, throw it out in the water. Get my 6 decoys out and I find me a good little piece of grass to sit on. I'm going to get down and kill these ducks. By the time I got situated, I looked up, my decoys were about 20 yards down from me. What the heck? I get up, I get my bag, I get my flashlight, and I move down about 20 yards, get in front of them decoys, and get myself sit down, and get all ready again, and get ready. And my decoys is about 15 yards further down from me again. What the heck is going on here?
Been timed down.
Hey, by the time I got to the next time, the first decoy was probably 100 yards. Oh, I say, what kind of decoys did this man send me? That stuff ain't, they won't even float right. They floated off. I watched that last decoy, turned around and been in that bayou, went on out of sight. Oh, I was hot. Hot.
Oh, man, I'm crying.
I grabbed my stuff and run back to my truck, and I went to Western Auto on 2 wheels. Went storming up, and then same gentleman. Hey, I need to talk to you, mister. What's the problem, son? Them decoys you sent me, you sold me. Yes, sir. What's wrong with them? They don't float right. What happened? Did they turn upside down or something? No, they floated off. They went on around. They floated outside. I don't know where they at. He goes, did you put a weight on? A weight? Yeah, you're supposed to put a string about so long, put your weight on it. They stay there and they won't float off. Hey, duh.
Duh. Yeah, didn't know none of that.
Duh. No, sir, didn't think about that. He goes, yeah, son, I said, come here and show you. It was the old corded string back then. So you get you some of this cord here, cut it off about how deep the water you in. I didn't even know how deep the water was. I don't know about like that. So you cut you out about 3/4 foot of string, cut it, tie one to your decoy, get your weight, put on the other side, and tie it off. And he said, when you throw them out, they won't float out. I said, what kind of weights? He said, you can use anything. A boat, nut. You can buy some weights. Over here we got decoy weights. He said, well, you got some washers, a couple of washers, 2 or 3. Now I feel like dummy again, you know. Yeah. I gotta look at him again, Courtney. Let me get 6 more. Let me get some of that string.
Yeah.
We went over to the nuts and bolts. Let me get some of them 3/4 inch nuts and bolts.
Nuts and yeah. Oh man.
Oh man. I go back out there again. Throw them out there. This time they stay right there. When I say it's a learning process.
Oh yeah. Trial and error.
Hey, look, boy, hey, had enough nerve to buy me a duck call. Don't know how to blow nothing. I'm queaking and quacking and squeaking and squawking. Hey, quack, quack. You know, I'm sitting there. I bet you I sat there about 3 or 4 hunts, and finally one bluebill flew by me, and I had to water squat it to shoot it. When I killed that first duck, created a monster. Hey. I realized then that I had to learn how to hunt right, you know, and I that one duck might as well have been a banded greenhead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah,
16-year-old kid.
You was proud, boy.
Oh, when I came out off the ranch, that day, the guy goes, same guy. Had any luck today? Yes, sir. What you keep?
Just stuck out there.
I just stuck out. I jumped out of my truck, ran to the back, reached back there, picked that bluebill up. Look, mister. He looked at me like it wasn't nothing to him. You know, I'm like, do you see this duck? Do you see this duck? Hey, I am a duck hunter. And that's what started. That's what really got me into waterfowling. Same thing with the fishing scenario. It's pretty much the same story. Trial and error, going fishing by myself. Don't have a clue what I'm doing. Went from throwing bait to I want to learn how to throw lures. Went rigged up wrong. You know, I'm talking wrong. Got a bottom leader with a fish finder rig, got plastic tied on the bottom of it. And I'm sitting there holding it like this for an hour. Man, this plastic don't work. Ain't that biting it? Same guy. The exact same guy with the decoys. I go back to him. Man, you saw me these lures, they don't work. He goes, what you mean they don't work? I threw that thing for 3 days. I ain't had nothing. He goes, well, how you working it? I go, what do you mean how you working? You put it on the hook, you throw it out there and let it sit. He goes, no, son, you got to wiggle. You got to move it and jig it. Huh? It's not live. You got to make it look alive. You got to try to work it. Light goes, duh.
Yep, another light bulb.
Another light bulb situation, duh. So now I'm going out there. I'm overkill. I go to the worm bar. Give me 4 of those. I'm gonna have everything. I'm gonna try this color for two throws. I'm gonna try this one for 2 or 3 throws. I'm gonna try this one. Probably went through a whole summer before I finally got the first bite. But when he did, again, you created a monster. Hey, that do catch fish. Then I had to teach myself. When I tell you literally, teach yourself, self-taught. Self-taught.
You came literally from out the mud.
Out the mud. And I remember it. I don't know if you from inland. Speckled trout, redfish, flowers, our main target species on the coast. A 9-pound trout is what's considered a true trophy, 9 and bigger, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first got to where I could catch fish, I'm catching 15, 16, 17, 18-inch fish, and they'll be pound to a quarter pound, pound and a half, you know, something like that. When we catching them, I'm feeling good. Oh, man, you can't tell me that I'm catching. So the first day I caught what was considered, I thought was a huge trout. I caught one about 24 inches. I came back to Marina, same thing on that day. Got to Marina, hey, had any luck today, son? Man, teeth from ear to ear. Did I catch one? Did I catch one? What? Wait, let me open this cooler. He said, well, man, you got a big trout. I said, I got a big one. Well, bring it on into the marina. Let's weigh it up and see what you got. I reached in that cooler and grabbed that fish, and I'm finna see my 9 pound. I'm finna be on the picture board with all the gas, with all the great fish and all that. I went there, and the guy looked at me, kind of gave me a half grin, and I threw it up on the scale. 492. I'll never forget this to this day. I said, what's wrong with that? What's that? So that's 4 pounds, 92, almost 5, not quite 5, but a little bit. I said, I picked it up and weighed it again. I know that's a 9-pounder. He looked at me and chuckled. He picked it up, put it back down, 492. Oh, now you trying to take my shine. You got your finger on the scale or something. I don't know, mister. That is a big trout. He looked at me and said, son, I probably was 17. He said, that's a good fish, but it's not no 9-pounder. He goes, not? He goes, son, I'm telling you, that's not even close to a 9-pounder. So I went and sat on the tailgate of my truck outside this bait camp for about 30 minutes, pondering. Is they messing with me or is this a real deal? So a couple of other guys where I said, you ever seen a 9-pound trout? The guy goes, yep. I said, how big was it? He goes, like this, you know. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm going, well, mine is about like that, you know. I got to see what a real 9-pound fish was. Lo and behold, The next day, a trip to a guy pulled up with a real 9-pounder. He opened the cooler and I looked in there, and I was just mesmerized for about 5 minutes.
Made your fish look small.
Hey, look like it'd eat it. I go, my life's mission is to catch a bunch of those. And it starts today. To this day, if you look around my office, I don't know if you can see it. There's one right there. It's one on the wall here. It's one on the wall here. If you can see if you can get the camera right. Let me see if I can get it. Let's see. There's one there.
Yeah, I see that one.
Just see the tail on that one right here behind me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're everywhere now. So, I took stuff like that personal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the stuff that we're not supposed to be able to do. So I became. I'll say it this way: I never would level myself out.
Mm-hmm. You always want to go higher.
I always got to go higher. If I caught, I went from 5 pounders to 6 pounders. 6 pounds wasn't enough. I caught 7s that wasn't enough. I caught 8s that wasn't enough. When the guys would go out, we started, me and one friend of mine, in a 16-foot John boat with a 70 home built. Put a console in and out of ourselves, and we would go fish major tournaments in a John boat against people in Boston Whalers and Grady Weiss and Rangers and all that, and got to the point where we would just hand the hat to them, and they look around and go, "It ain't the boat, is it?" No, sir. We actually won a tournament one time. We won, me and Clint Belez, we fished a 2-man tournament. Trout, redfish, and flounder. We took first, second, and third flounder, first, second, third red, and second and third in trout division out this put together boat. And we might have had $3,500 in this boat. And every other boat in the marina was probably at that time $40,000 or more. Everybody.
Big money.
Hey, no, it was so bad that the director that morning the weather was kind of bad, and they was making a joke out of it. They goes, "That's what y'all fishing out of?" "Yes, sir." He goes, "You probably need a head start with that." "Yeah, we probably do." He looked on the microphone at the terminal and goes, "Do anybody object to these boys lunching now?" And they all looked at us and laughed and go, "Sure, tell them go ahead. We ain't got no problem." We dropped that little boat in the water. And we got right down the shoreline. It wasn't a what, right down the shoreline out of sight. We had to be back about 2:30 or 3 o'clock. I remember the deadline in. About 2:45. It was 3 o'clock. Here we come back in. We ain't going about 15 miles an hour,
Yeah.
The same term directs at the dock. He come out and the wind's blowing a little bit. We throw the line up there and go, "Hey, you boys got any fish?" "Got a couple." So, "Oh, man, the weather's been so bad. Come on, let's see what you got," because we ain't had too many fish weighed in. So, tied the boat off. We opened the live well. We pulled out a stringer. Trout, reds, and flat, handed to them. "Oh, man, look, they got fish. Come on, get the basket. Let's get the basket." They get the first string and put them in the basket. Turn around and say, hey, hold on. He goes, "What?" "Oh, that's his string. Here's mine." He goes, "What?" He goes, "You got two. That's just one string." We took all the money but one place out of 9 places. And when we got through, there were several guys, older white gentlemen, well-to-do white gentlemen with the nice boats. This one guy walked around that John boat for about 15 minutes, all the way just looking at it. He walked to me and goes, "Son, it ain't the boat, is it?" "No, sir, it ain't always the boat." He goes, "Man, you taught me something today." Mm-hmm. So that's some of the stories that we got, what you had to go through. When we left the dock at the laughing stop, you know what I mean?
Had to respect when you left.
And respect me when I left. I took that little check, folded it up, put that in my pocket. Let's see you boys at the next one. But
all right, them was the good stories. Now I want to hear some of the bad ones. I want to hear. You got to tell that rattlesnake story. You got to tell that story.
I guess over my, I'm 30 years into the game now. I got a lot of good, got a lot of bad. I learned not to judge people. It's that old saying, don't judge a book by its cover.
Mm-hmm.
I had to discipline myself in that same scenario because I've had people show up that I thought was going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up being the best customers. For those out there listening, I've taken someone fishing or hunting from every state of the union in 13 countries so far. Good Lord has blessed me to be able to become a very proficient in the outdoors. But for all the good stories, I got some bad ones. I was meeting some customers at the Texas City Dike to go out on a bay fishing trip. And I was running around 20 days a month. And you get to running on autopilot. Meet me at the marina, grab your stuff, put ice, drinks in the boat, whatever. Let's load it. Let's get going. Get to the boat ramp, back the boat down, slip it in the water, tie off, go park the truck, get the customer, let's go. We fished all that day, that half a day that morning. We get back to the boat ramp around 11:30, 12, and I'm coming back to my truck, and the back window in my truck, I got an F-250. The back window's all the way down, and I had left 3 or 4 rods in the truck that we didn't need because I usually take so many spinning rods, so many bait casters. I'm like, oh my God, somebody broke my window. Probably robbed me for my rods and reels and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. So I go to the back door of the truck to open it to see if anything's missing. The rod's in there. I'm like, oh, thank Jesus. No one got me. So while I'm step up on the truck's a 4-wheel drive, so I step up to make sure everything's good. When I look over the front seat to check to see if anything in the front's missing, I can see down on the floorboard between the gas pedal, brake pedal, and all that, there's about a 4-foot Western Diamondback.
Mm.
And you know what you do? You jump back out the way. I said, what the hell? And my customers are coming up then. What's going on, Bob? I said, oh, well, shit. I'm saying some expletives. I said some words. God the hell, But what is it? I said, it's a snake in the truck. A snake? I said, no, it's a rattlesnake in my truck. So I go over and open the front door, and when I fled, she goes to buzzing, And I holler back and said, when y'all go on that front deck and get me that paddle out? Let me get the snake out the truck. And we got him in there and drug him out and killed him, And now you got to realize you country boy, you got a jacked up truck. Ain't no rattlesnake crawling up, no window going in there. I said, somebody
put him in there.
Somebody put this snake in my truck. So, we trying to figure out what's going on. They go, call the cops. I said, what am I going to tell them? What am I going to tell them? Somebody put a snake in my truck? Well, you know how word gets around.
Mm-hmm.
You start getting little stories. People would come would spread to other people, other guys in the community. Yeah, man, somebody put a rattlesnake in Bubba Ray's truck. What? You heard somebody put a rattlesnake in his truck. So, I put it out to some people, man. If anybody know who put the snake in my truck, I sure would appreciate it if y'all get it back to me. When it came back to me about a year later, who did it? It was another guy. And when I confronted him about it, he told me he thought it was just a joke. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, right. They could have killed you.
Hilarious. I said, how is that hilarious? Even if the snake didn't bite you, if you were the wrong person, you have a heart attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a highly venomous snake, man.
You step up in a truck and then you see a diamondback, That's one of the bad ones. I have been threatened to be barred from the bay from older established guys because one of my customers caught a 9-pound trout and it got put in the newspaper, and he felt as though I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have been put in the paper because I was a newbie. What do you mean? I'm tired of he actually pulled up to my boat when I had customers in the boat and told me, I'm tired, his words, quote, I'm tired of you upstart wannabes fishing on my stuff. I said, how am I fishing on your stuff? And I was here 4 hours before you got here.
Right. And it's the bay.
It's the bay.
You're in the Gulf, right?
Yeah. So here's my thing. You know, try to keep it professional. If I got Courtney, you and your crew fishing with me on the charter, my job is to cater to you guys and give you guys the best fishing experience y'all can have.
Right.
I'm not going to pull up to another guy and start having beef with him. He got customers in his boat. I got customers in my boat, but we having a cussing spree over this spot. If I'm a professional guide, I should have more than one spot to go to, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Hey, so Courtney, we're going to go over here to Bull Shows or whatever. Get this crowd. Well, it's a little crowd. Let's go over to another spot. Catch some fish. They, as one of the first African-American and black guys out there, I was put in a position where I was supposed to have taken second fiddle, third charge, third base, whatever you want to call it. And I was told before I started guiding that I was crazy. I had a good job at the refinery at the time. And quote unquote, you'd be crazy to quit your company job, start guiding, because white people are not going to spend money with you, and black people are not going to spend the type of money to keep you afloat. You would be good to get 20 to 30 charters a year. And to be honest to God, I listened to that for about 5 years. I kept telling my buddies and friends and buddies, I said, I'm going to start guiding. Man, you crazy. I wouldn't do that if I was you. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you was doubting yourself.
I wasn't doubting myself. I was just listening to other people. They were telling me that I wasn't going to be able to make a living. I go, what do you mean? I catch fish. I shoot ducks. At the time we do something, I kill deer. You know, we do this. He goes, you're not going to make a living. You're going to leave a good job making. I was making like $35 an hour at the time in the refinery. So you're going to quit that job and go maybe make a couple $100 a week running the boat? And I asked several friends of mine, I go, if I can take Courtney Williamson fishing and him and his buddy catch a crew of fish, they're not going to go? He goes, ain't going to happen. I'm telling you, not. You're wasting your time. So I actually listened. So I think I got my captain's license about 5 years later than what I should have. Because the thing was kidding me. Yeah, what was killing me was the white guys were calling me to ask me, where'd you fish yesterday? Where'd you hunt yesterday? I saw you on the bay. How'd you do? We caught 40 fish, 50 fish. How many ducks y'all got yesterday? We had a 7, man. Man, where you go? Let me know. We're going to go over there tomorrow. So I'm telling all these same people that's telling me I shouldn't do it. Here you are, a prominent guide in this area, but you asking me where I'm going, but then you turn around and tell me I shouldn't guide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and these were people that I actually read about, looked up to. You know, like in the bass where if you said Chad Brower or Denny Brower would tell you something that you don't need to become a bass fisherman. Van Dam, I go, well, you steady calling me, asking me what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to devise a plan for myself to do that. And I thought about it. I thought about it for a couple of years. Saved up my money to go get my captain's license, because on the coast, you have to be a certified U.S. Coast Guard captain. Got my captain's license, went to captain's school, got my captain's license, got my guide license to the state. And I said to myself, I'm going to go buy the baddest brand new boat on the market. Is that Biscuit?
That's Biscuit.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to have any excuse for someone not to want to go fishing with me. When they showed up and they heard about going with Captain Bubba Ray, the first, only black guy around at the time, whose boat is that? And this is actually happening to my bad stories. I had the first full colored boat in the state of Texas. Gel coat wise and all that. I went and bought a 1999 Kenner 23-footer, 200 horsepower motor on it, wash down pump, live well, GPS, trolling motor, everything you can put on that, put on the boat, right?
That spaceship.
Yeah, it was to the T at the custom gel coat job and all that. And when they showed up at the marina, the marina owner died. He goes, man, you gonna do all that to that boat? I go, yep. He said, I don't know how it's gonna look. When he called me, he goes, Bubba, your boat came in. You might want to come see it. I'm thinking somebody. He goes, it is beautiful. And I went down there and got the boat, and he had the motor matched the boat and all this stuff. So I said, so when someone shows up and they ask me what boat we going in, the big blue one. And then you want to hear something funny? I don't know how many days I was pulling that boat or at the marina. People would be going down the freeway. I'm pulling it going fishing. And you can look in your side view mirror, you see somebody come up beside and they slow up and they check it out, you know. You see them people, oh man. They're like, man, nice rig. And they pull up to the cab of the truck to say, give you thumbs up. And they look at you and double take and they go, I look what? And they roll your window down. They roll down. What's up? That's a nice rig. Who you pulling it for? So what? That's a nice rig. Who you pulling it for? I see you got guide service on it. I said, Captain Bubba Ray. He goes, yeah, you know him? Yeah, I know him. Man, is he on any fish? Yeah, he on a few. We want to get called. Hey, call that number you see back down on the boat. Call it. Oh, okay. They call. I pick up the cell phone. Hello? But Captain Bubba Ray can help you. The guy, what?
They couldn't believe it.
Oh, Courtney, you don't know how many times we got a ferry over here and we crossed the ferry. The ferry is probably a 30-minute boat ride from the time they load everybody. So we get out the truck and we stretching. I got on a jacket. My name of my guide service was Big 3 Guide Service. And got my name on my chest and my rod sponsor and all that. And I'm watching through my rearview mirror. They walk around the motor, they're in the front of the boat, and they're in the back of the boat, and all over it. So we get out, and the guy walks up to me. He goes, "Excuse me." Yes, sir. You know Bubba Ray? And it's right here. I mean,
it's on your shirt.
It's right here. Yeah. Man, that's a fine boat back there. You know if he's catching any fish? Yeah, he's catching a few. You know, that's just always beyond me. Why it's like that? I've had people come on a corporate trip. We used to do a lot of corporate trips, and that's when your IBM's, Apple Computer, grocery store chains, or something like that would come out, and they might need 20 boats, 30 boats, whatever, corporate tournaments and stuff. Well, we did Auto Nation one year, and every Auto Nation in the state of Texas came down to Marina. And as they stepped out the boat, all the captains would have a number. Boat number 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. I was boat number 14. The guy stepped off the boat. We're looking for Bubba Ray, boat 14. I'm sitting there holding the sign, 114. I'm walking to me. Where's Bubba Ray? I'm Bubba. He goes, you the guy? Yes, sir. He goes, hold on. Him and his 3 buddies walk over about 15, 20 yards, and they huddle up. I'm sitting there watching. They talk a little while. He come back over there. You the guy? I go, yes, sir. Which boat is yours? I point to his tied over on the side of the dock. I said, there's a big blue one down there.
The big blue.
Hey, they went down. And that was the name of my boat. It was called Blue Bayou. Double meaning. Blue Bayou or Blue
Blue Bayou. Yeah.
Blue Bayou.
Yeah.
And they went down there and they looked at the boat and they walked from the front of the dock to the back, come back. He said the same thing. That's a nice boat. Who bought it? So what do you mean who bought it? It's mine. They go back and they huddle up a second time. I said, what are you doing? He comes back and goes, do you know when he fish at? I said, now these people have hired the guys to run this corporate tournament and I've been selected. What do you think? I said, sir, let me tell you this here. And we got paid when they hired us. I said, we can do 1 of 3 things. We can go for a boat ride, we can go fishing, or we can go try to win this tournament. It don't make me no difference. I'm going to get paid one way or another because I put my boat in the water. But we want to try to win it. I go, well, why y'all quit talking and get in the boat? Man, we want to win. Come on. We get to the boat, and the way it went, if they were proficient at throwing lures, we just threw lures. I go, but if you're not, we need to get some live bait. He goes, well, they told you we need to get live bait if necessary. I said, I suggest we get a couple of quarts of shrimp, live shrimp. Goes, how much are those? I said, about $16 a quart. This is the president of the Austin Auto Nation store. He goes, I'm not finna buy 2 quarts of shrimp. I go, why not? I'm not finna waste my money. I said, sir, the fish that I'm on, we will use up the first quart in about 30 to 40 minutes. And then you're going to be out of bait. He goes, I'm telling you right now, I'm not buying it. Get a quart then. It's fine with me. Get in the boat. We take off. I make about a 20-mile run to my spot. And it's every cast. Bam, 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 bam. We probably use up that quart of shrimp in about 20 minutes.
Dang.
Look, he goes, man, we out of bait. I go, yeah, I know. What we going to do? I said, what you mean what we going to do? I told you to buy 2. At least, I said, minimum of 2. Well, man, we didn't. Well, what we can do? I say, the bait camp is 20 miles back that way. Now, who's going to pay me to run back to the bait camp so you can get some more shrimp? Man, but we'll do whatever you say, man. What you got to do? I said, I'll tell you what I can do. I can run out here and jump a shrimp boat and get some bait off a shrimp boat, but that's going to cost. I said, we got one other problem. He goes, what's that? I said, you see these other 12 boats around us? When I pull up anchor and leave here, what do you think they're going to do?
They're going to move right in on that spot.
I said, so I'm not guaranteed to go over there and come back and catch these fish again. He looks at me. I go, but it's no big deal. I know we're plenty of fish here. Let's go. I go jump the shrimp boat. Get over there. I said, I need $40. He looks at me. I said, you didn't want to pay $16 for those at the bait camp. I need $40 for these on the water. Get the shrimp boat captain the 40. He dipped us up some shrimp. I said, let's go fishing now. We go to another spot and catch another 30, 40 fish. We end up winning second place in the tournament. Man. We get back in, and they having the awards banquet and dinner and all like that. I didn't even want to go sit inside with them. The other 3 guys, man, come on, man. Come and sit with us. I said, man, old boy was kind of being a butt. He was being a real head, you know what I mean?
You know what, yeah.
He's been a real you know what, he goes. They end up they all won rod and reels, the second place check for the group and all that. And I'm like, he kind of, after they got ready to go, I want to apologize to you. I tell you what else he did on that same trip. My wife and my wife just got together, and for my birthday present, she bought me a Shimano Chronoc Super Free, which was gold. And that reel at the time was probably $329, and had Marsh Rat make me a custom rod, and the rod was probably $300. So this is a $600 rod and reel. Now I was sponsored by American Rodsmith at the time, so I had Shimano Corrados on all the bait casters, and Shimano Spyrex on all the spinners. So I probably had $1,800 to rod and reels in the boat.
Yeah.
I said, y'all can use any rod and reel you want on this boat, but the gold, that's my personal one. Every time I stopped the boat, he grabbed it. I go, what are you doing? I'm paying you. I can use any rod I want. I said, sir, I explained to you, this is my personal rod and reel. You can use any one, and I would literally have to take it out of his hand. No, don't use it, because I'm only getting paid like $450 for the charter. You got a $600 rod in your hand. If you break it and fall overboard,
Yeah, you can't replace it.
About the 3rd time we moved, he picked it up again, and I had to tell him. I said, "You pick it up again, we're going back to the marina." He looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I am a U.S. Coast Guard captain. I'm the law on this boat. I can marry you. I can put you off. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can do whatever it takes.
Yeah. It's my boat, my rules.
It's my rules. I've had that happen before, but in the same scenario, I've had some boys the best people in the world. I had a group of boys that looked like the crew from Duck Dynasty. Beards down to their bellies, broke-in boots and overalls. And I thought to myself, oh, Lord, this is going to be a day. I'm going to have to jump overboard, swim for my life or something like that. Turned out to be the best people, the best customers I've ever had. And we probably fished 15 times over the next 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Don't judge the book by its cover.
Don't judge the book
that goes for everybody.
Hey, those guys, we hooped and hollered, had the great best time in the world, caught fish. And he would call me. After that first trip, his words to me, he goes, I'll never call you again. And I stood back and said, why? He goes, I like a man that knows what he's doing, that says what he says is what he does. He goes, I'll never call you for another charter. You call me and my sons and we'll come to you. And had some great trips, man. But the same scenario with duck hunting. I've had some of the best duck hunts and great experience. I had some bad. At one time I had arguably one of the largest mallard operations in the state of Texas, and is the word swindled, shut out behind some guy when he found out I was black and running it. I don't know what's the word. I can explain to you. See what you think. I met a gentleman named James McCoy out of Crockett, Texas. He is to this day one of the finest gentlemen I've ever met in my life. I was going to a deer lease with a buddy, and we went put some feeders out, stuff like that, and come back. I saw a sign was AKC Labradors for sale. So I whipped in there, always ducking, looking at the dog. Got there, and he wasn't there, but his dad was there. He goes, that's my son. He's a dog trainer. He goes, he's gone right now, but I'll have him call you. He called me that night. We talked about it. I go, I'm in the market for a new lab. He goes, come up next weekend. We'll show you what I got in the kennel. We'll talk about it. Went up there and looked at a couple of dogs. And he ended up not having nothing that I wanted to buy. But we got to talking about duck hunting. He goes, where you hunting? I said, I'm down on the coast mostly. And he said, well, we hunt up in Central Texas. We killed quite a few mallards. And Texas is not known, quote unquote, as a big mallard mecca. You know, you think of Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, out Missouri, stuff like that. Right. But after the second split, and we get cold weather, we get a bunch of mallards here. And if you know how to find them and kill them. And James happened to be in the know. We struck a deal. I said, if I'll come hunt with you down on the coast on the first split, and you come up here and hunt with me during the second, and we'll see what we can work out. Well, he came down and hunted with me, killed a bunch of local birds here, dead wild and wedge and stuff like that. And he goes, I'll call you when the mallards show up. He called me. He goes, hey, they're here. Me and a couple of guys, we jumped to the truck, we went up there, and we smashed them. He goes, I always wanted to be a waterfowl guide. He said, but I didn't have no customers. I said, I got all the customers in the world. I said, because my fishing customers become my hunting customers. So we sat down at his kitchen table and struck a gentleman's agreement. What you want, Biscuit? Let me let her in so she'll be. No, she's standing there. And we struck a gentleman's agreement at his kitchen table that we were going to start working together. And we went out and checked out his property. He had permission on a 5,000-acre tract outside of Crockett and Massville called the Rex Cobble Ranch. And we started doing that. And when I tell you, we killed so many greenheads, it was pathetic. You think I need to let her in?
You probably do.
Hold
She's
on.
probably trying to get in there.
Hold on. Let me let her in.
Yeah, old Biscuit's trying to get in there with you. She's trying to get in there. Trying to get in there with Daddy.
Can I do what? Hold on.
Trying to get in there with Daddy. What's up, Biscuit? You doing all right? Yeah, girl. Yeah, I seen all them ribbons and stuff you got up there. Good girl. Yeah, man. Bubba had to run out real fast, ladies and gentlemen. But man, I hope y'all are really enjoying this podcast, man. Because I'm telling you, he's been through the mud. He's grinded hard all his life, and
All right, I'm back. Hold on, yeah,
he's back.
I'm back. The wife was caught in. Anyway, we struck a gentleman's deal, and he had this 5,000 acre ranch, and it was just covered up with mallards. And we started running hunts in there, and we would kill 104 or 5 days a week. We'd kill limits every day, running 2 or 3 parties, and it got so good. We did some news media day, and we packed it in there with some sports reporters and stuff, and we killed so many birds, and it took off. The next year came along, and one of the local bikers who we had hunted, he goes, man, whatever y'all need for this coming up year, let us know. We'll back you with everything. Y'all got so many birds in there. Y'all gonna, it'd be good. So we get it going. And so we took the some cabins on the ranch that were there for the cowboys and turned them into lodging. It was just a beautiful setup. And I'll never forget this day. My ex-son-in-law and his brother was helping us out there, and we were building not a campfire, what you call it?
Like a bonfire?
Bonfire thing. We got some big rocks from around the ranch, made a pit fire, some pits so we can do fire and get all the stuff around there. And I didn't know that James had got an agreement on his ranch on a handshake with the guy who was the ranch manager. And he had told him that for every hunt we run, we would split the money 3 ways. 1/3 for me, 1/3 for James, and 1/3 to the ranch manager. And he told him that his partner name was Bubba. And if you heard of Bubba, what would you think?
White boy.
White guy, right? So we were out there on the ranch getting fire pit set up, and we got decorations on the wall, waterfowl stuff and mounts and all this stuff going. And he comes riding up to the ranch, and I saw him when he saw my son-in-law. He stopped and asked him a question. I could tell he was questioning about something. Come to find out, he goes, what are y'all doing now? He goes, building a fire pit. He goes, where's James? He goes, James went to town. So, okay. He drove on down toward me. He goes, what you doing? Getting everything together. He goes, where's his partner Bubba at? I go, you looking at him. And he stopped. He was silent for about a good 30 seconds. He goes, you're Bubba? I go, yes, sir. I'm Bubba. He goes, and drove off. And I told James that day, I said, we got a problem. He goes, what? I said, what was his name? Ronnie. I said, Ronnie came out here and he asked who I was. I can tell the way he looks at me. He got a problem. And what he started doing is every day he would come out there, he would ask us, what did we do? How'd y'all do today? Shot a 7 man, shot a 9 man. Where at this particular spot, over here, this particular spot. And our routine was this here: run our customers, kill our birds, get paid up, get them off the ranch, get them situated, go back in, lay down, take a nap to about 2:33. Then we get back up, get on the bikes, go back to the ranch and scout that even for the next day. So this particular day, Ronnie goes, y'all kill any ducks? Yep. Killed a 9 man over here at the corral. He goes, you see any deer over there? I go, yeah, it's a nice 8-pointer. He goes, but do me a favor. I go, what's that? Don't hunt over there tomorrow. I'm going to bring my nephew down here to try to see if we can kill an 8-point deer. Can y'all go hunt on the outside of the ranch? Like, sure. So we go over to the briar patch or to a tennis shoe blind somewhere over there. And we go over there. This next particular day, I didn't have customers, right? So I get up there about 10 o'clock, and I'm gonna go scout, see where the birds at. I get to the ranch, open the gate, go down into the pasture. It's about 7 trucks down there. And I'm thinking to myself, I said, well, it takes 7 trucks to kill a deer. So I get on the phone when I head down there a little bit further. Bam, 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 bam.
They're down there shooting ducks.
Bam, bam. They don't know it. I drive all the way through the woods, get up to the hole. It's 7, 8 guys down there meleeing the mallards. So I just turn around and go back to town. I call James. I go, James. I say, it's a bunch of guys down here on the ranch killing ducks. What do you mean? I said, I'm telling you, I just left. There's at least 7, 8, 9 guys down in there shooting ducks. Down at the, we call it the back 40. Well, man, you lying to me. I said, nope. When he goes and calls Ronnie about it, and Ronnie goes, we ain't got no contract. You can't stop me from sending people in there. But we got to understand it. Now, we giving this dude roughly, give or take $1,000 a week, $1,000 to $1,500 a week to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he backdoored and started gate feeding his own people in there behind us.
Yeah.
Well, James and Ronnie got into it, and they went to the landowner and told him what the deal was. Hey, man, we've been running hunts in here, splitting the money up, but this is what he did to us. We turned to a fiasco, and the owner goes, all y'all get off of it.
Yep. It's usually what happened.
All y'all get off of it.
So you got to get everything in right nowadays, man.
That's what I tell everybody. So you got to get everything on right. And what was bad about that, this ranch was a total of 10,000 acres. We were only hunting 5 of it. And we were just learning the first 5. We found stuff that we could flood. We could have put in food plots, plant some biological, some millet or something. It would have only got better. And right when we got it really, really going wide open, he backdoored us, shoestringed us.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? What else do you do?
Well, you can do, man. Find another spot and keep grinding.
So that's what happened to that. And I'm like, dude, a news reporter out of Orange, Texas came down, Bink Grimes, not Bink, Chuck Uzzle. Chuck wrote one of the best articles on it. And I'm going to send, whenever I see you come down, we hunt together, I want you to read the article. It was called Multitudes of Mallards in Texas, Captain Bubba Ray and James McCoy. And it says how these mallards were coming down like on the elevator chute. It was one of the most beautiful mallard hunting in the world. But I learned my lesson on that. Got shoestring. I know now how not to get shoestringed.
Right.
Get all your stuff on paperwork. Any guys out there trying to do this, make sure you get it on paper.
That's
and
right.
The guy Ronnie, he actually had a problem with me being black. You could. It was just on his face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could tell it.
You're a bubble. I mean, he said about you. You're a bubble. Yeah. And I tell you what else that was said. I had a big F-250 jacked up with my gas service on it like that. And someone in town told me that. He goes, man, if I was you, I wouldn't drive that big truck in here. I said, what are you talking about? I wouldn't drive a truck around town. And I went to the car wash one day, and a black guy came up to me and asked me, so you the guy down there killing all those ducks we hearing about? I was like, yeah. He goes, that's your truck? I go, yeah. He said, he just shook his head like, no. So I guess he hears through the grapevine, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got that, how can you afford a truck like that?
Man, I got a story like that too. It ain't got nothing to do with outdoors, man. But I had my dad had got gifted 2002 Harley Davidson F-150.
Uh-huh.
And if anybody knows my dad or knew my dad, God rest his soul, he hates Fords. He always did hate Fords. So I was in college at the time, right?
Uh-huh.
So he said, he called me Junior, and I'm not a junior, but he said, Junior, come home and get this truck. I said, what you mean? He said, it's yours. I don't want it. He said, I ain't driving no Ford if it was a gift or not. His nephew gave it to him. I said, I'm on my way. I'm a broke college kid. I'm trying to stun a little bit, you know.
I'm burning it up. I'm burning it down.
Right. So I had just left the gym playing ball, and my girlfriend at the time picked her up. And I'm driving down Campbell Lane in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'll never forget it, right there by the Kroger. And I get 2 sheriff's cars, 2 state boys. They pretty much pulled me over. State boys hop out, sheriff's department hop out, guns drawn. They pulled me out of my truck, face down. Got a knee on my back, gun pretty much at the back of my head. Handcuffed me, set me on like the curb right there.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend crying, she's, whatever. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? What are you doing? They're searching my truck, throwing shit out of my truck. I'm like, what have I done? I'm freaking out. And they said, where are you coming from? I said, I'm coming from the gym. It's like, what gym? I said, I'm a student at Western Kentucky University. I said, here's my, if you get my ID, I said, I got my ID there, license, registration, everything. He's like, whose truck is this? I said, that's my dad's truck. He said, how can your daddy afford a truck like that? I said, well, sir, he's got a job just like you. Police officer was kind of like, oh, you being a smart ass, huh?
I knew you was gonna say that.
I said, sir, you pulled me over and ain't even told me what's going on, pulled me out of my truck, whatever. I said, can you like tell me what you pulled me over for? About that time, here comes like, I guess the sheriff's department's like the sheriff, the main sheriff, and then another guy like KSP detective looking dude. He was royal dressed, black guy. And he kind of looked at me. He said, what'd you do, son? I said, sir, I have no idea. I said, I literally just came from the gym. He said, all right, stand up. He said, you ain't got no weapons in the truck, do you? I said, no, sir. I said, I stay on campus. I said, I don't want to have no weapons or nothing. And he said, well, I can tell by your twang, you're a country boy. I said, yes, sir. I said, but I don't have no guns or nothing down here. He said, hold on. They huddle up, come back to me. They said, did you just rob a liquor store on Louisville Road? Now, mind you, Louisville Road is on the other side of Bowling Green.
Mm-hmm.
So Campbell Lane, like it'll take you at least probably 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes with traffic to get over there.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened like 5 minutes ago. And somehow I got from Louisville Road to Campbell Lane in 5 minutes. And they ended up letting me go or whatever, but big misunderstanding or whatever. And dude was just like, basically the guy, everybody left, and the guy that told me all that, how'd your dad afford this truck, this and that. He basically came up to me, I was back in my truck. I'm shaking. I'm freaking out. He said, son, I'd take his truck home. He said, I'll pull you over every time I see you if I see you driving this truck. He said, no black man's going to have a truck better than me.
Man,
call my daddy. I said, Pops, I'm bringing this truck home. And
this is
man, it was crazy, man.
Hey, Gordon, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know how many countless people I can tell brothers who've had the same experience.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna tell you a similar one that happened to me. Down here, there's a gentleman by the name of Ronnie Rodriguez. He owns one of the biggest steel suppliers in southern Texas. Houston, Austin, this region. Ronnie says he has a beach house, 15 minutes from me, and his boys like to fish. And he bought his 16-year-old son a 23-foot boat. It was an El Pescador, and he called me because they Bubba. I said, "What's going on, Ron?" He goes, "Do me a favor." I said, "What's that, Ron?" He said, My son and 2 or 3 of his partners want to go fishing tomorrow. I bought him that new boat. I want to hire you to take him out, show him how to run it, how to give him some boat safety tips, making some tracks in and out the bay so he can get in and out with no problem. I said, no problem. I said, no problem. He said, we'll just come over to the house. You ain't got to bring your boat. Come to the house. They'll meet you there. We'll put the boat in the sling. We'll drop it down. Y'all can go fishing. I said, okay. That's what we did. So I took another friend of mine, a black dude named Mike Washington, with me. We got in the boat that morning, dropped it down. We went out bay fishing, right? Boom, boom, boom. We caught a bunch of fish. We got back in about 1 o'clock that day. Rod calls me, goes, hey, when you get back in, do me a favor. Don't put it back in the sling. Put it on the trailer, because me and the family going down to Matagorda Bay for a vacation. We're going to pull the boat. Cool, no problem. So we get in, we pull up to behind the house. Roddy and his boys jump out, get the truck and trailer, meet me at the marina, which is, right around, right down the street.
Right.
Probably 2 blocks at best. So we pull up to the marina and they back the truck down, and I shoot it up on the trailer, and we winch it up and tie it off. We pull out the water. Now, he has a single cab Chevy truck. It's 6 people. So when he pulls out the water, 3 of them in the truck, me and Mike Washington, the other black dude, and one of the other little young white kids, he's 15, 16, we get in the boat. When we pull up the ramp, there's a Tiki Island police officer sitting in his car. Right there. He just sits. He don't say nothing. He don't wave. He don't say nothing. We get out, get to the road from the marina, take a left, and got to go like 2 blocks. Soon we pull on the road and take off. He lights us up. Woo! We ain't went 30, 40 feet on the road.
Right.
This ain't, no, I'm not saying no thoroughfare. This is a 2-lane cut. I mean, speed limit is 5.
Yeah.
He lights us up. What the hell? We stepped in. He pulls up, gets out of his car. He walks up to the boat. He goes, everybody out the boat and truck. So we get out, step on the ground. He goes, tell you right now, somebody's going to jail.
Oh, man.
Courtney, when he says somebody's going to jail, why do me and Mike know it's us?
Right.
I'm like, what? Somebody, I'm telling you right now, somebody's going to jail. I need, anybody stay on this island? Where the 4 boys go, yeah, we do. He looks at us, where y'all from? I said, I stay on the mainland, which is 10 minutes away. It is a, did he say county law or state law? You can't ride in a boat, open boat, on a city road. And I'm going, you see the blue house right there? We're going right there. I mean, you can throw a rock and hit it. We're going right there. He goes, I don't care where you're going. Somebody's going to go to jail. Put your hands on the car. I want to see IDs. We right here. Spread your feet. No, we got fishing club. Friskers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My son the position.
Oh, now, yeah. So it's getting dust on. Mosquitoes come out. Mosquitoes are biting, tearing us up. I'm going to show you the difference on where our country is and where we need to be. We sitting there and little Roddy goes, man, I'm not doing this here. He takes his hands off the car and starts walking home. The cop looks at him and goes, where you going? He goes, you cop.
Oh, Lord.
Look, and just, he takes out walking. I'm like, me and Mike are going, Lord, it's finna get real bad now. And he walks off. The cop don't. When I say the cop does nothing, when he gets down there about 100 yards, 70 yards, the other 2 boys, they take off, start walking to the house. Me and Mike still got our hands glued to the front of this police car.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, gets on the radio. I guess he's calling for backup or whatever, calling our number. He comes back in there. I'm telling you right now, you boys finna go to jail. I said, for what? You can't ride in the back of it. I said, sir, when you seen us come out that boat ramp, why you just didn't say, roll you window? Hey, boys, y'all get in the back of the truck, but you can't be in that boat.
Right.
Yeah,
he's waiting.
Yeah. I said, so while we sitting there going back and forth with him, this is the coldest part. We hear over the radio, the police chief come over. And he asked that cop, whatever his name, I cannot remember off his name, did you just pull over a boat coming out the marina? He 10-4. He go, that's Rod Rodriguez's son. He go, go back to your car right now. He goes back to the car and closes the door, and you can see the back of the banner. Where he goes back, and he must have told him, well, you let everybody in that truck go and let you. Well, he comes back all tough. So, Well, I'm gonna let you boys go with a warning this time. But if I catch you again, you're going to jail.
Mm-hmm. And I hate to say it, but if you or Mike would have took off walking, y'all probably wouldn't be here today.
That's what I'm saying. I said, dude, we didn't rob nobody. I said, sir, I'm the fishing guy that took these boys fishing. His dad's paying me to fish these guys. And all I'm doing is taking the boat right there and put it in his yard. I don't care what you're doing. He told me, you don't tell me, I'm telling you.
Right.
And I'm like, that's just way too much.
Yeah, it's way too much, man.
And I don't know. I can't say. But if it had been some white guys, hey, man, y'all be careful. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, especially in Texas, man, like there in the South, Kentucky, Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas. I mean, the history.
He didn't say it's a technical offense. It's you're going to jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the
history. Yeah, you know the history, man. Like, yeah, I mean, where you from? That's where Juneteenth came from.
Yeah. I said, we're going to jail? Gotta go to jail. I'm taking you out of jail for fishing.
Yeah, man. It's rough, man.
But with that being said, I've had some great ones. I've had some bad experiences too.
Yeah, that's what I want people to hear, man. The good and the bad. I mean, like I tell my boys, man, there's good on both sides. There's good black people, there's good white people, there's bad black people, there's bad white people.
True.
I treat people the way I want to be treated, and if they don't feel the same way, that's fine. But I'm gonna keep me and Christian like, and I'm gonna treat us, like God tells us, like it speaks of in the Bible, man. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But
yeah, you speaking some good stuff there.
I mean, you got to, man. I mean, that's just how I was raised, man. I was taught, treat every man like you treat your mom and your daddy and whatever. You try not to see color, man. But as you get older and you run into some of these, situations and whatever, it's really hard not to see it. But you gotta try to do your best, man, to weed that out, man. So I just, like I said, I try to treat everybody the same, everybody equal, man. But sometimes it's hard, man, because I mean, we got a target on our back as African American males, man.
And as professional African American outdoorsmen, it's a little bit different. I've seen a transition over the last probably 7 to 10 years. It's getting a little bit better. With that, what you saying? You another story. You've never been to Worlds, right?
Never been.
I go to Worlds probably at least every other year. For a while, and we were going every year from like 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, like that. We were going every year. Was it the very first year? It was 2019. I don't know exactly. It was 2019. Me and Frank Avery, one of the guys that hunt with me, we went to Worlds, and we came straight from the woods. We had hunted up in the timber that morning. We shot like a 9 or 10 man limit. And if you never went to Worlds, anybody's out there, those of you been there, it is one of the best parties in the world. Carnival, calling contests, beauty pageant, cook-offs, all that. And just like you go to the World's Fair or State Fair or whatever, there was a trailer with sell T-shirts, and it was World's 2019 World Championship. I went to, I was at,
right.
And they had I don't know, 20 styles of T-shirt. Now my buddy Frank is 6'4.5", 6'5". He played tight end for Texas A&M. He's probably at the time 230. And we go up to the trailer in Land First, and I buy me a beige T-shirt with a duck costume. I was at the World Con 2019. And Frank's next. He steps up there, and the trailer's kind of raised up, so you got to look up. And I step back to let him look at what he's wanting. And he's looking, because he's big boy, he's trying to find something. He's looking for a 3X, something to fit him. And I'm sitting behind him watching it, and this little guy that's probably 5'7", 5'8",
Yeah.
walks up behind him. And if you ever been to Worlds, you got to go to. But I tell you, it's a version of a bandit rooster party. The bars are starched hard, got the square toes on, ostrich quills, and the shark skin and the parkaroo and all that. You know,
yeah, they suited and booted.
They suited and booted. Got the shirts tucked in, vest on with you, where you from and all that. Your hats, you got your R&T boys and your Echo boys and your Sitka boys and all that. And it's a group of about 5 of them. They walk behind Frank and the guy's looking him up and down. And I'm behind him watching it off to the side. And this boy's looking Frank up and down. He's looking him up and down. And he has to reach up like this and he pats Frank on the shoulder like this here. And Frank turns around to see who's patting him. He look around, he don't see nobody. And he goes back to talking to the lady. And I guess the little guy felt a little disrespectful, so he reaches up there and taps him on the shoulder again. And Frank looks around like this and and looks down and sees the guy. And Frank kind of looks like, got a spring like what? The guy looks and goes, "What are you doing here?" And Frank looks at him and looks at me and goes, "Duck hunting." He turns around to his tree. He says he's duck hunting. And he looks back at Frank, and Frank looks at him and he goes, "Well, if you're duck hunting, what you kill?" And Frank goes, "We shot limits." He looks around. He said he shot limits. And it was fun. Everything he would ask Frank, he would repeat. "If you shot limits, let me see some pictures." Frank pulls his phones out. And he goes like boom, boom, boom. He snatches Frank's phone out of his hand. He goes over to his boy. "Look, look, look, look. Where'd y'all kill him at?" He goes, "In the woods." "Well, what guy was you with?" "We wasn't with no guy. We went by ourselves." He said he wasn't with no guy. Say he's by himself. and I'm over there behind him. I'm dying, Courtney. I'm waiting for Frank to get irritated, you know.
Get mad, yeah.
He goes, "Man, ain't nobody killing no ducks around here." Frank, "I don't know what nobody killed, but I know what we killed." And he goes, "I'm going back in the morning." "Man, can we go with you?" Like, the way he approached it was like, ain't no brother supposed to be up here duck hunting, and you sure ain't supposed to be killing no limits.
Right. And
we did that, and he goes, Frank was like, "Man, I don't know you." You know what I mean? If you'd approached a little different, "Hey, man, how you doing, brother? How you enjoying the weekend? You know, where y'all hunting it?" Yeah. But it was the funniest thing.
Introduce yourself or something.
Introduce yourself. Hey, man, good to meet you. But it's just, my dog right here, she's a champion retriever. She's laying at my feet now. We were at a hotel in Arkansas, and she was probably a year and a half going on 2. And she thought he said a puppy weight on her. Mm-hmm. We at a hotel, she's standing around there, running around. Guy walks up to me. "Hey, fella, look at what's going on." "That's a duck dog." And the whole hotel is nothing but duck hunters.
Mm-hmm.
I go, "Yeah." "Will she pick up ducks?" "Only the ones you shoot over."
Right.
"Only the ones you shoot." He looked at me. "That dog trained?" "Yeah." He kept looking. I just don't believe it." "Why not?" I said, "I'll tell you what, we can put a little bit of money on it." You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I look at it. I said, "Man, why you doubt me?" Well, we come in from the next evening hunt. They up there, they got boats and all that. And they go, "How'd y'all do today?" It was a little slow. We didn't give it 27. 27, man. They got 27, man. "How'd y'all do?" "We ain't killed before." Guess what? That little ugly yellow dog picked up all 27.
All 27 of them.
Well, she picked up all 27 of them. I don't know. What's it about?
I don't know. How do you think, man, we can like go about like changing that? Because like you said, man, like I feel like it's changing. I see it before my eyes. It's changing a lot. But at the same time, you've got some out there that are just, they don't want us in the outdoors. It's blatant.
Me and my son used to talk about it. Y'all get to meet him some of these next few podcasts.
Yeah, what up, Pat?
Yeah, Pat. It's the white elephant effect. To this day, I still get that. You duck hunt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean you duck hunt. Yeah. I've been on a couple of duck hunts, big duck hunts, where we did some corporate stuff, and a particular guy found some ducks. He said he claimed he found some ducks, but it'd have to be a 30-mile ride, and it was actually in Arkansas. And he said he swear to God he was in Bayou Meadow killing these ducks. And on this corporate hunt, we had like 30 guys, and we had some guys hunting pit blinds and stuff like that, and some going to the woods. And I was going, y'all kill them in the woods and Bayou Meadow. He goes, yeah. I said, well, shit, if y'all gonna go over there, I'll come over there. He looked at me in my face and go, you can't come stay at my house. Because the group he was gonna take would have to go to his house that night to get up to go in the morning. He goes, you can't come to my house. And I'm like, huh? And Lance Shackelford, boy, if you're out there listening to Lance, I love you still to this day. Lance was the head guide for Whistling Wings in Arkansas at that time. He took me, he goes, Bubba, you hunt with me. We went to the White River and we slaughtered the ducks. On the second day, he was like, take your own group, Bubba, and go hunt wherever you want. Go to the woods, do what you think. That same group of guys went to Bayou Meadow, shot one duck. All of them ended up getting tickets from the game warden because this same guy was so full of mess. In Bayou Meadow, you can only take 15 rounds with you. It's a WMA.
Yeah.
You can't take but 15 rounds. All of them had boxes of shells. They didn't get the federal WMA permits, and a whole bunch of stuff went wrong. And when I got back and I found they all went through all that stuff, it was funny to me.
It's karma.
Yeah, because you wanted to exclude me, and all y'all went down and got jammed up by the game while it was illegal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They get back, well, what'd you do? I said, we shot a 7-man limit on the White River today. What? Well, who you went with? Bubba took his own guys in there and done it. And I'm asking him why. I said, we all duck hunters. Why you got a problem with me?
Mm-hmm.
But how do you change it? People got to look in their hearts, man. We all the same, and I don't want nothing no more than what anybody else wants.
Mm-hmm.
All my life, I wanted to be able to send my son, my kid to a decent school, be able to put my wife into a decent home.
Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, I want to be I like duck hunting, fishing. I want to go duck hunting, fish. I don't want to take nothing from nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
And my marriage, if I'm good at something, say I'm good at it. Let me be good. Don't try to take nothing because I'm my skin color.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I met you, I share anything. I got some knowledge. I don't mind sharing it with you. I don't mind sharing with the next guy, but I don't know what we got to do to change it. Like I said, I see it happening slowly. I've had some great relationships over the last probably 5 years through the outdoor industry. You know, I'm with Bandit. The guys over at Bandit, love them to death. They take care of me and my crew. Briley's is the choke company. I hooked you up with them.
Yeah, Briley's, man. I love them. And I got to shout out George at Bluebird Waterfowl, man. I had a conversation with him today, man. And when I first picked up the phone with him, man, like I love what they're doing over there. And just when I talked to him, I felt comfortable. Like I felt like I've known him for years. I talked to him today, man, and I was just like, because for everybody out there that don't know, I've been I've had a concussion for a little bit, but I'm trying to do this podcast, try to get this this content out there. But he was called, check on me, see how I was doing, and everything like that.
That's what I'm talking about. When you hooked us up with that, when I called you and reached out to you and told you I appreciate the word. Same thing. We get on a conversation with Joy and we sat there and talk for hours, man. It's like family, And that's what I'm talking about. It's starting to change now. Bandit, Briley's, Who else I got? I mean, we got so many good sponsors. Gunner, Bluebird, just all of them, man. I can't say enough about them. The foul plucker. I met the guy who does. We got a duck plucker called by the foul plucker, George out of Oregon. Same thing. He's about a 75-year-old white gentleman. We got on the phone, hit it off. He goes, man, Bubba, look, I'm gonna send you one of these pluckers, man. Just give me a little advertisement and come hunt with me, you know. Bill with Slayer. Same thing with Slayer Cow. They treat us like family, and that's what it's all about. It's not, you know, it's a two-way street. You know, we get up content for them, and we market their products, and we believe in them. But I don't judge me on my color. Judge me on my merit.
Right.
Like I'm trying to get you straightened up with Jason with the Epic Shot Shield. I've had relationships over the last few years with several other leading shell companies, some of the bigger ones. And we went from basically email correspondence to nothing. Got on the phone with the guys over at Epic Jason, and we talked about pretty much everything but these shells for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? And then after we got through, he goes, man, what do y'all want to do? And we talked and we chopped it up. And when I realized we had been on the phone from 3 o'clock to almost 6, he goes, man, look, what y'all need? We told him what I told him I need. He goes, that ain't enough shells for you, man. Let's try to get you straightened up and get you ready to hunt this season. And first bird I shot with his shells at 55, 60 yards and crushed it, you know. And he told me, he said, no, man, so I'm your character, not nothing else is what it goes by. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think having these conversations, like I think this helps too, man, because my thing is I got a lot of buddies, you know, they believe a lot different than I do, but we can have a conversation about it and not get upset with each other or whatever. And one thing I wish people would do, man, leave politics out of it. I don't care who you voting for. I don't care who I'm voting for. Don't bring it up. Just because it causes too much divisiveness, man. And our country's already split enough, man. Like I can believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. We can still go hunt. We can still kick it. You got a problem? Come to me. If I got a problem, I'll come to you. You know what I'm saying?
You know, when I believe that, when you say that, when push comes to shove, as Americans, we got to look out for each other.
We do.
Absolutely. At times of war, they don't draft you or you sign up to the army or the armed forces. If you this affiliation, you don't get in. If you're that affiliation, you do.
Don't care.
We got to fight a common enemy here. So let's work together. I wish it'd be a lot more favorable. And I see it coming slowly.
Yeah, it's coming.
I ask people, you know, I'll try to do everything I can. You know, talk to everybody, speak to them, you know, share information or whatever.
Do your part, man. That's what it's all about, man.
I've hunted, like I said, with me guiding so many different people. It's been some of the strangest things in the world. Taking people from foreign countries, and just you say that I took a bunch of Russians fishing.
Wow.
Who didn't speak no English. I made for one of the funniest fishing trips in the world, especially when these boys pulled off their pants and had Speedos on, but didn't have Speedo bodies.
That's funny.
Yeah, they didn't have speed. They wasn't the 6'5" blonde hair, blue eyed Russians. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean there.
So and you know, I've taken Nigerian people out. I've taken people from Switzerland, Poland, Canada out. You know, we just people, man. We just people.
Yeah, man. Well, we had a good conversation, man. That's what it's about, man. And I'm glad to get you finally on this podcast. So we had to re-record this one because the last one, the audio wasn't up to par for me. So But if people want to know more about your what you're doing in Power Circle, how can they get a hold of you?
All right, we're on Power Circle Outdoors on all social media platforms. That is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Just type in Power Circle Outdoors. Keyed up hard now on duck hunting season. If anyone has some hunts they want to get on film, we welcome to hunt with other people. People come hunt with us. Give us a follow. We be creating content all hunting season for all these great sponsors that we follow. Decibels, Epic, Bandit, Fowler Hide, Briley's. Who else is it? A bunch of people out there. Rugged Coolers. We just got those guys. Just give us a follow, and next time we do this, let's talk about duck hunting, the do's and don'ts, the wills and the won'ts.
Yeah, we can do it, man. I got 2 guys that are wanting to get on. My buddy Tyler, my buddy Dalton. They've been about 25, 30 years in between both of them duck hunting, man. They want to get on and kind of talk about that too. So I have to get you on, get your Pat on, and DJ, if you want to come out, we can do it with you too. Any of your boys, man. But I appreciate you coming on the show, man. And like I said, man, hopefully everybody enjoyed this podcast, man, because Bubba's been grinding for a long time. He's how old are you? 62 now?
62
years old, man. You know, he's been grinding. When people say they come out the mud, this man really came out the mud, and he's really grinding out there, man. So I'm proud of him. Proud to call him OG, whatever. So man, if y'all got any questions, y'all can come reach out to me, reach out to Bubba, reach out to anybody, man. But big game, small game, all game, we do this too.